Think you know monsters? Forget the usual vampires and werewolves because we're digging into the global B-side of mythical beasts. We're talking about creatures born from the absolute strangest corners of human imagination. From a German animal mashup that feels like a prank, to a Slavic spirit with a truly gruesome secret, these aren't your typical scary stories. They're terrifying, they're tragic, and sometimes they're just plain weird. Let's kick things off in the Bavarian Alps of Germany, home to a creature that looks like it was assembled in the dark from a box of spare animal parts. Say hello to the Wolpertinger. This critter is a chaotic blend of features. It usually has the body of a rabbit, the antlers of a deer, the wings of a bird, and the fangs of a fox. But this isn't some nightmare fuel monster. The Wolpertinger is famously shy and mostly just nibbles on herbs and roots. The modern legend really took off in the 1800s, when mischievous taxidermists started stitching these chimeras together to sell to gullible tourists as rare local wildlife. So while a Wolpertinger won't hunt you down, it stands as a bizarre and hilarious monument to human history. Now let's head east to the forests of Ukraine, where a much more tragic and unsettling spirit wanders. Meet the Mavka. These are the souls of young women who died unnatural or premature deaths. They appear as stunningly beautiful girls with long, flowing hair, using their charm to lure young men deep into the woods. But here's the horrifying twist. Their beauty is only skin deep, literally. If you see a Mavka from behind, you'll find she has no skin on her back, revealing her internal organs. In many stories, their goal isn't just to harm, but to act out their tragedy. Some tales say they tickle their victims to death, their laughter echoing through the trees. The Mavka is a haunting blend of beauty and sorrow, a phantom whose grotesque secret is a constant reminder of a life cut short. All right, brace yourself for what might be the single most absurd defense mechanism in all of mythology. Straight from the pages of medieval bestiaries, allow me to introduce the Bonacon. This beast, said to be from Asia, has the body of a bull and the thick mane of a horse. It also has horns, but they curl inward, making them completely useless for a fight. So what does it do when it's cornered? It unleashes a torrent of fiery acidity that can reportedly scorch everything in a 3-acre radius. This wasn't a creature designed for pure terror, it was for comic relief. Medieval illustrations hilariously show knights cowering behind their shields, not from a dragon's fire, but from a blast of weaponized dung. The Bonacon is perfect proof that folklore can be both monstrous and creative. Ever wonder what ancient people thought lived on the farthest edges of the hill? While some of them imagined the Blemmyes. First written about by Greek historians like Herodotus, the Blemmyes were a mythical tribe of headless men. That's right, headless. Their entire face, eyes, nose, and mouth was located right in the middle of their chest. Later stories even placed their eyes on their shoulders. The myth probably stemmed from a mix of wild travelers' tales and misinterpretations of warriors who fought with their heads tucked low to their chests or carried shields painted with faces. The Blemmyes were the ultimate other, a personification of just how alien and unbelievable the distant world seemed. For our final stop, we're heading to Brazil to meet a trickster who's much more of a nuisance than a nightmare. The Saci Pererê is a one-legged boy, always smoking a pipe and wearing a magical red cap. That enchanted cap is the source of his power, letting him vanish and reappear in a puff of smoke or inside a whirlwind. The Saci isn't evil. He's just an incurable prankster. He's the one who hides kids' toys, spills the salt in the kitchen, tangles the sewing thread, and ties knots in the manes of horses. If something goes inexplicably wrong at home, you can probably blame the Saci. Born from a mix of indigenous and African traditions, the Saci is a celebrated figure in Brazilian culture and a great reminder that not all mythical beings are out for blood. Some just want to cause a little harmless chaos. From weaponized poop to men with no heads, the world of folklore is infinitely stranger and more creative than we often give it credit for. These creatures prove that the human imagination has never needed CGI to dream up something utterly unforgettable. Which one of these bizarre beasts was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below.